And welcome back to the hottest marriage show on our street. It's I, John D and Konika, aka
Dude.
Too Much Podcast. How you doing this wonderful morning?
I'm doing okay.
That's good to hear. I'm absolutely fantastic. I was just thinking about how I get to talk to you on a regular basis and get on here and create podcasts for other people to kind of grow from our experiences. It makes me feel like I'm giving to the world options to be more successful. And I'm not saying we're the most successful, but I know that it would have been wonderful to have our conversations for us when we were younger.
True.
You know, like just to say like what it could look like. How did you get there? You know, so hopefully, our language is good enough for a younger demographic that's looking for some guidance that don't have the best examples for happiness in their marriage. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's how I'm feeling.
Okay. Let me ask you something.
Uh-huh.
So, say we're out somewhere and a woman or a man walks up to the table and smacks me. What's going to happen from your stance?
I mean, okay, so I'm trying to like.
It say they smack me and stun me. Like I can't, it ain't like I'm coming right back with nothing.
Okay, so I know this. If it's a woman, you're probably on top of her. If it's a man, I think you would jump, but I think, oh my gosh, I don't know. Because I feel like if I beat him up, we gonna get in more trouble.
I feel like you should beat him up.
I know, I do too. I don't want but I want to make. This is what I'm thinking now. I want to make a decision where you can feel like you were protected and you knew I made the best decision. I don't want to make a decision that you can be like, I wish we could have done that a different way. I want to be, I don't know. So let's say this. Since you asked that question, am I supposed to beat him up?
Yeah, I feel like if something like that happened, I'm turning feral. So I feel like you're supposed to too. We don't even give a damn.
I'm saying like, okay. So I guess this is a bad scenario because I don't think anybody would ever do that to you because I know who you are. So it's kind of like a compromise for me to be able to like, wow.
I know we're not those people, so we wouldn't make the other person make that decision.
Yeah, so it's very difficult.
So let me ask you in this situation. So a man said his girls are always instigating confrontations. And he said he was there to protect her if something went wrong, but he's not a bodyguard, so she could act a fool. So at dinner, she harasses somebody, and eventually the other person slapped her. And so the guy, her boyfriend, walked out. So, so my question is, where's the line? Like, how far would you have let this go on?
So I'm not gonna lie, like, I don't even believe if the relationship is real because to me, I feel like if I told you, hey, like I don't like to fight, I'll protect you, but you out here, I'm like you're endangering us,
right?
So I don't think we would be together. So like I don't even think it could get that far. Like okay. I'm like, hey, when we go out in public, this can never happen again,
right?
Because if this happens again, yeah, we would have never gotten there. Like because. Yeah, that's tough. Like,
well, I've heard of times you've defended women and you don't know, because you don't know when a man threatens her. There have been women that you're in the vicinity in your, I wouldn't even say in your younger years. I feel like when Abu Dhabi, somebody was approaching a woman in a way that you felt was threatening. So I was just, is this like a matter in this case of she needs to learn her lesson, or do you defend her based on the belief that, say it was a man,
there was a mistaken identity?
Can't hit women. No, I mean it's like.
Was it you?
No, it wasn't me.
No, I'm saying like, so it's a mistaken identity. Like you didn't do anything,
right?
So,
so I'm saying from the perspective of this woman, if she's sitting there instigating something, and then the customer that gets up and slaps her is a man. Are you going to say, nah, I already told her? Or are you going to say, now, I don't believe in men hitting women, and so I'm going to defend anyway? So that's my belief.
Okay, so this is, I hate to do this to you, but I would like to know what is the most correct procedure that you would be like, if you, since
It's not me.
I
It's
know,
some other woman.
I know, but what do you think is the best way to do? Because I don't have the options of knowing what's the most appreciated way that you would say, like, yeah, he handled that the best way possible. Like, okay, I beat him up, I get put in jail, and then I get sued, and like, maybe we overreacted.
Right. So I think that it differs based on a few things. Number one, the level of maturity. And I think that's the level of maturity of the individual that's instigating things. Also the maturity of the relationship. Because in my younger years, you think, yeah, I'm about to fight somebody. But as I got older, it's like, what's going on? Like, let's talk about what's happening here to understand what happened. But I just don't know if a man walks up and slaps a woman. You always hear about guys saying you don't hit a woman. And I always hate that women fall on that, because women will hit men, or they feel like they should be able to push a man to any limit, and they're supposed to be able to refrain themselves, and we're all human. And so knowing that you're someone who would defend a woman, I was just curious of what was your first mind of, oh, yeah, I'm a defender, like, because it's still a man hitting a woman, or would you be like, I already told her?
So
was the guy wrong for walking out?
Okay, so I think that he's wrong for walking out, because if you know this is how she is and you stay with her, you've accepted the responsibility. Okay. Like I know you told her, but you can't go out with her anymore. Like before it gets to that point, you have to know that she's either capable of not capable. And I feel like if you walk out, you kind of like put her in a bad situation, because you kind of made her think that you would still help.
Maybe when she first started, he should have been like, "No, you starting," and then just get up before it gets out of hand. But yeah, and I wouldn't expect you to pummel anyone. I would expect you to make sure that I'm protected. Like, ain't nobody gonna keep wailing on me or anything.
Oh no! Like so I just don't know. That to me, that's so like far fetched.
I know. Number one, because of my personality, just so y'all know, and number two, because we grown in the mug. I really believe in paperwork and people. Like, I don't want to fight anybody. I would much rather file a police report and just let that be whatever it's gonna be.
Oh no! See, I feel like even if, like, what does that look like?
Well, my thing is, it's like you get a consequence, but it's not by me. I'm not endangering myself.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? But I need you to understand that you ain't gonna be running up on me like that.
I'm probably gonna get bashed for not beating somebody up. Like,
because I think about that, and I think the younger you are, the more primal you appreciate the more primal behaviors. So it's like aggression meets aggression. Then it's like, yeah, my man is going da da da. That's what I think about when we were much, much younger. And now when I'm thinking, it's like you have careers and homes and kids and jobs to get to. Like I don't have time for somebody to be punching me in my face. I don't have time for that extra stuff that goes on. And I understand that I don't want to put my body in danger, or if it were me, I wouldn't want to put you in additional danger, because what if that person has something on them? It could escalate far more than we could ever imagine. And I think about that a lot. Like, did we talk about the young woman who was killed by her?
I don't know if we talked about it on here.
So there was a young woman, 20 years old. She was dating a man who was married, and he wanted to end it, and she didn't want to. And so as a reaction to his behavior, she went and told the wife. And as his reaction to her behavior, he murdered her. And you're this 20-year-old girl, and you think you're not thinking. You're being, I'm acting now. I'm gonna make this a big old thing. Okay, you did this to me. I'm gonna make this big. And then you don't know that this person is capable of murdering you. Like, your life is done. And I think about that. I'm like, I don't know where anybody's mental health is. I don't know what they've grown up to see and what's acceptable and what they're willing to do for whatever reason. And it could be small reasons. That I don't feel like it was small, but I have to understand that people may be willing to take it way further than I'm willing to take it. And so for that reason, if I care about you, I ain't gonna put you in no danger.
Yeah.
But like, if somebody slapped me and they're continuing to like,
I don't see. I
me,
don't see a second one coming.
Yeah, and that's my thing. Hey, don't let it happen again, sir.
Yeah, definitely.
I need you to.
But I definitely wanted to know, because, like, when I thought about it, I was like, I'm thinking about it. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I think before I'm on top of it, but now it's like, what's the best way to approach this so that we can say that was the best decision?
Well, I'm thinking of the whole, what is it exactly? What does defending my honor actually mean? And I think that
break a couple fingers.
Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Make somebody
like, I grabbed his hand and
make them remember. Say, hey, I pinched the bitch. Did you pinch me? But I guess that's based on the individual.
Definitely, I guess.
So that would be a fun question to ask on a date. Hey.
No, I don't know. I think that might be the last date. That's the last date.
Somebody show up out of nowhere. Well, I feel like you might have talked about, I don't feel like you were, well, I don't know. When you were younger, you tell me stories about confrontations. It seemed like you was ready to fight.
All the time.
Okay. But when we were older, I remember, I think some woman you all knew, it was clear that she was lightweight being harassed, and y'all just kind of surrounded her and cut the guy off from her. So I feel like maybe it's our age group where we start to understand, like, we ain't nobody trying to tussle. So let me just talk you down and send you on your way.
I tried, but he didn't want to leave, and he was that under the influence of alcohol.
Oh, you remember what I'm talking about?
I do.
Yeah.
And he just wouldn't leave. He was like, hey. It was so crazy. She didn't tell me first. She told somebody else, and he was like, oh, okay. Then the guy she told said, hey, such and such says this dude is bothering her. Mm-hmm. So I don't know why they came and got me. So I go say, who is it? And the dude was right next to me. Mm-hmm. I was like, hey, man, you got to step off. Like, she don't want to be bothered. Like, I don't understand. And he was like, I ain't going nowhere. I was like, what?
Wait, so then does that...
That's disrespectful.
That
was definitely disrespectful.
Is that disobedience or disrespect?
No, it was disrespectful because I felt like he was making her uncomfortable. Like, it wasn't by my request. It was for the safety of the young lady.
Right.
And like, I'm telling you this, like, I don't want these consequences to happen. And he was like, I'm willing to deal with these consequences. That's what it looked like to me. But, and you know what's so crazy? Like, all I kept thinking, like, am I gonna get kicked out this country for fighting?
Right.
And thank God I didn't, but I did overreact. And I remember I just thought, coming from where I come from, I couldn't trust this dude remaining in the thing. So I was like telling everybody I was with, like, we gotta watch this dude, because
if he come back.
Yeah, like, I don't want to get hit from behind.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And but nothing ever happened. But in my mind, I was like, dang, I really tried to handle that, and just, hey, man, she's taking, like, that didn't work at all. And I was like,
smoke requested.
He said, I want it all. But, the only, I can say this. I was like, the worst that could happen is we get kicked out of the country. And I was like, that is a story that I don't ever want to tell. Mm-mm. Like, I got my family removed from a country because I was fighting somebody else's honor. Because what? I was just
that like, conversation on the plane is gonna be.
Dude, I am so sorry. Like, I overreacted. See, that's what I'm saying. I gotta think now. Like, but I guess that might have started the thinking because I was like, this ain't just America. You know, I could beat this dude up in America and disappear, but here I'm like, I was not comfortable with those kinds. I wouldn't have been comfortable in America either. I think I was at the age where I had to just grow up.
This reminds me of the Karate Kid song. I am a man who will fight. You know? So I guess that brings up to me, like, fighting for somebody's honor. Should I be angry that you were defending someone's honor?
I think that you would want a man to do it for you if I wasn't present.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, I felt like if you look at it from a perspective that if more men did that, maybe less disrespect would happen, or maybe more women would feel protected, or just anything that women wouldn't have to feel scared when they went anywhere because they know that there are men that have certain standards that won't allow that type of behavior.
Agreed.
So did you want a reason to like be upset to be like,
no, I guess I'm sitting there thinking to myself of, okay, so how would a woman look at that? Like, I might be upset to say you took it that far and it put us in this position where we have to, up and go home. Or but when you came home and told me, I felt very comfortable. Like, I was glad that you were able to make her feel safe. Because I know what it feels like when you're like, this dude is a wild card over here and he's just not listening. So I appreciated it. I was just wondering, I don't have a problem with you defending others' honor.
no, it'll happen differently now.
Yeah, but when it comes down to like defend, there's a boundary of how far to go, because then when it impacts the entire family, that's different.
Yeah.
Or your safety or whatever. So yeah, I guess I was just looking at that, defending one's honor.
Yeah, I guess it all depends on how comfortable you are with talking to somebody, or if your talking isn't effective enough, can you protect your own honor? Because you could be disrespectful to this guy. He could take it as disrespect. So that's why I said, like, if I work on my communication to the point where I can talk somebody off the ledge, like, hey, dude, this is not the way to go about it. And he was like, man, you know what? I'm glad you was here. You're right. That's what I want. I don't want people to be like, who you talking to like that? Yeah. What? This ain't got nothing. Say something else.
Hey, that's that moment where Dallas would be like, I'm going to be quiet. You told me.
Oh, yeah.
Dallas thinks.
He does.
For that reason, Dallas would be like, you know what? I ain't even talking to you.
And, we come up from an environment where that's a punk. But at the end of the day, his consequences are going to be like, okay, he's on something else. I'm going to just stay over here. Maybe he'll go bother somebody else.
Yeah.
And, you could look at it as like, somebody's taking it, like punking you out. But he would probably do it to anybody. He didn't just do it to you. Something's wrong with this person.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like he will be in less confrontations than both of us.
Yeah, you know what? I ain't never want to fight nobody. But I acted like I wanted to fight people because I guess I felt like I was
tough. I
was smaller. I feel like I was made to feel like I had to be like that because I was like smaller out of my, and I mean like height out of my friends, And
so you had the Napoleon complex?
But it was imposed upon me, and I'm gonna tell you how. So I felt like people targeted me, and I'm saying this was two incidents, two different friends, where people didn't like them. And this is high school, so girls, feral, ready to fight, just off, And so, but they didn't want to fight. I don't think they were confident about fighting the person they really didn't like. So they acted like they had a problem with me and put me in positions where it was like, I had to be ready to fight people. And I was like, I don't even deal with the dudes y'all talking about. Like, why are y'all mad at me? But it made me a lot more thoughtful about my size and how I had to, it's like, what are those animals? They try to make themselves look bigger so that they can intimidate others. I don't know, but it's like when people would try me, then I have to get 10 times as loud and expressive as them, and like just shed any, like just be
like
ready.
maybe I don't want it with her.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I thought that I was gonna be able to, like, when we were growing up, it's, oh, I punked her, or I did.
Oh yeah,
I had to be ready to. It wasn't gonna be a show for me. It was gonna be like we were gonna put in work, because I felt like that the second time it was a huge girl, and I was like, the first time I was like, girl, okay, but I'm ready to fight you though, even though she was still a little bigger than me. But the second one, she was like bigger in weight and in height and in everything. And like she slammed me into a locker. Like she walked by and act like she bumped into me, but she like shoved me into a locker. And so I had to turn around and like grow 10 times bigger. My mouth was bigger, and I was like, what you want? And then a drop in my bag and blah, blah, blah. Like, now we got to have a show because you turned the TV on. So now we got to have a show. But I didn't want to be like that. I didn't want to be.
It's good that she couldn't fight, because could you imagine you getting beat up for no reason?
Well, we never fought. This is in high school. You talking about middle school?
No, I'm saying
we really did fight.
I'm talking about the person that pushed you into the locker.
Yeah. So when I called her out, she act like she was coming, but her friends were holding her back. But I feel like her friends were small, so they weren't really holding her back.
She didn't really want to fight.
She didn't, because the friend she didn't like was similar in size to her, but I was like 3 inches shorter, and I was maybe like 50 pounds lighter. So
yeah,
you coming over here now, come on. And then I'm standing next to the person she doesn't like. And so I was like, nah, I gotta. And then my friend that she was really after, she was like, give me your bag. No, you supposed to say, girl, you really want to fight me. But she wasn't gonna do that.
That is so crazy.
But yeah, when I think about the stages, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't have had this conversation with high schoolers. You could maybe not even college people, I don't think. But Day and Dallas think differently. So I really hope nobody tries to try them.
I don't think I'm sure
they
they'll
won't get the
tried,
response
but
they won't.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think that I remember meeting people that said they'd never gotten in a fight before, and I was like, how does that happen?
Because you was in every fight.
Yeah, and I just realized you're not a very good communicator. Mm-hmm. Like if you're a really good communicator, you can get out of it. Mm-hmm. Like no matter what, because like I said, like no matter what the size of the kid, they don't really want to fight.
Yeah, I don't think anybody does.
Only people that want to fight are the ones who's fought that many times where they feel like they're very confident in fighting.
Yeah, like let's just do a little something.
Yeah, for sure.
God, yeah. So in the end,
disrespect is if I don't protect the honor of my wife because she got smacked because I'm trying to negotiate what happened. Did I miss?
You just protect me.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm gonna tell you this.
Care.
I'm cold out here. Like if I see a hand rise, I'm just gonna put my hand up in the air.
Oh
like,
yeah, you be having ninja reflexes and stuff, so I know.
I'm gonna try my best to make sure that you don't get smacked in public, and then I'm trying to have a conversation with this person.
You deal with a lot of men. Do you find that it's a common practice that men protect the women they're around?
No. I don't know what the protection looks like then.
Well, in the instance of what you did, when you think about the men you know, would you say 75% of those men, whether they knew the woman or not, would stand in the gap for her if they saw that a woman was in trouble?
No, not that high. No, I think majority of the men rather mind their own business, unless they have a relationship, some type of relationship where it could come back like you didn't do anything. Like, are y'all friends? Like, right. Why wouldn't you? Like, it's not like it's a stranger, but if it's a stranger, majority of men will not participate in that because they feel like that's not their business.
Yeah,
or they can't protect the person.
Right. I saw a couple of videos in different places where two men were just they're like recording. You know, motorcyclists have the little video or whatever. And there was another guy. He was like in the middle of an intersection. He's taking pictures with his phone. Both of these women are like trying to get away from a man who appears to be drunk, and one of them was like, "I've been looking all over for you," and act like he was her friend. It was like, "This is my best friend. Like, what are you?" And eventually, you know, people who are drunk, they're difficult to get them together, but they go off. And the other guy, he was like, "This is my girlfriend. What are you doing?" And so the guy keeps talking to him. They go back and forth, and then the drunk guy goes away. And so I was thinking to myself, where are we as far as men and women in protection? Like when I go somewhere, do I feel like I'm going to be okay? Or is it like a toss up? Because that's just not the thing. You know what I'm saying? And as a black woman, you know that saying, Malcolm said so long ago, the most unprotected person in the world is the black woman. And when we're around black men, I've always felt like when I'm around black men, I'm okay. I generally don't get harassed at all. I don't remember maybe one or two times where a guy bothered me. But I always feel like nobody's going to let something happen to me because I'm just this woman and this man is bothering me. But I feel like now I have a false sense of security because you said majority of the guys, if they don't know you,
Yeah,
they
they're
ain't gonna
not.
be involved.
Yeah, because I mean, just think about it. Like wherever you are, most likely there are no fighters there. Mm-hmm. People are like intelligent intellectuals where they would rather have a conversation.
Well, I don't want you to fight for me, but like intervene.
No, that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying that if a person is very aggressive, they're going to have to be very confident in the way that they speak, or somebody there is going to be like, I can whoop his ass if he doesn't accept the way that I'm trying to defuse this situation. Mm-hmm. I don't think very many men think that way. They like, even if men can fight, it's like, that ain't my business. I don't know what she did. Yeah. And they don't think that far. They was just like, so yeah, no, I don't ever want you to feel like I do believe that somebody will be there for you because you're not around situations like that. Yeah. So I feel like you'll get an experience, but I think overall, I want you to know that no, men are going to mind their business. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The chivalry aspect of men, I don't think was taught other than opening a door, mm-hmm. like simple stuff. Like I don't think that like I gotta protect women. So when you say black men don't know how to protect a woman. Like what example would they have?
Well, I feel like you represented, you and your friends demonstrated that you do.
Well, I can't really say that because I feel like they came and got me because I always run my mouth, and they was like, if there's anybody gonna do anything, it's gonna be John. And so I'm
Bring
the one
the mouth
person
over here. Yeah.
I'm the person that if I'm gonna run my mouth, fighting is always an option. Yeah. Like I'm not running my mouth because I'm not nice with my hands. I'm running my mouth because I want you to cross the boundary. Yeah. But now I'm like, that's going too far, you know? So no, I don't want, like, why did they come get me? He could have handled it.
That's true.
But he didn't.
That's true. I guess I had.
And that wasn't even the only time. There was another time they was like, man, this dude is bothering us. And I'm like, that's your wife?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm like, that was weird. But I guess, I mean, like, to me, I felt like it was weird. Like,
well, do you think he was just gathering numbers just in case?
I don't know, but it was mainly me talking.
Oh.
You know, so again, I'm just glad that a lot of bad things didn't happen to me the way that I approached a lot of things.
Yeah.
Because I was always ready for the worst.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. But anybody want to give a shout out before we get out of here?
Not today.
No doubt. Well, I want to give a shout out to all the men who will make it their priority to step in and intervene in a situation where a woman can't protect herself or see things that could get out of control, or even see two guys about to get in a confrontation. I definitely see guys trying to diffuse a situation and they don't know who's involved, and they could easily get hit by somebody because somebody don't know who's on whose team. So those of you that are trying to keep the peace, I pray nothing but continued safety for you. But that is dangerous. But I do respect that you have the audacity to get into some business that has nothing to do with you, because bad things happen to good people.
Yeah.
So shout out to you guys for that. And I hope you guys learned something from us today. Y'all make today better than yesterday. Don't worry about anything you can't control. GATA. Get after that action, or that action will get after you. Be great on purpose. Boom.
Stay safe.